Welcome back, friends and enemies, to our humble channel, the only toy and drink review show in the universe. With that descriptor, you would think the drinks would be more interesting than just, sparkling water, but no, they're usually pretty boring. I don't typically get blitzed during a review. Not typically. So this is Waterloo Blackberry Lemonade, and it's okay. Today's figure is Star Wars The Black Series Attack of the Clones Watto. So I guess this isn't the Phantom Menace version. I really don't know if there's a difference between Attack of the Clones Watto and Phantom Menace Watto. To be honest, I don't really remember anything about Attack of the Clones, but as a child, I loved Phantom Menace. Like, completely obsessed with it. And Watto was a despicable character, but I liked him too. I just thought he was, you know, funny little guy. So I definitely wanted this figure. It's been a bit since we've looked at a Black Series figure. He really kind of pops against that red background. Got some art of him on the side. Same art on the back along with the descriptor and a mysterious smudge. That wasn't my doing. Where did it come from? Was it a spooky ghost? Was it perhaps an interdimensional traveler? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. Alright, he comes with a few different things. He's got his wings here. Got the world's tiniest, I think that's a die? World's tiniest die. Oh gosh, okay. Be very gentle. Oh my god, how do I do this? Alright, let's stick the tape to it and pull it out. And then just keep it on the tape for now, because that's tiny. See, I smart sometimes. He's got a cane. I don't remember him using a cane. He's a flying creature, so he doesn't really need it. But I guess maybe sometimes he needs to walk and his feet aren't really made for walking on sand. They look like suction cups. All right, out of the package, he's very light. I don't know why I expected otherwise. Of course he's light. I don't know, I guess because he's got this big belly, I was expecting him to be heavier in that region. But I think it's hollow, which makes sense. You gotta have room for the connections of the torso and the legs. So let's get a better look at him. Alrighty, here he is. And I personally think he looks fantastic. Watto, if you love him or hate him, even if you don't like his design, you got to agree that there's a lot to work with as far as shapes and textures. He's got it all. Very thick skin, a lot of wrinkles. His wings are almost like elephant ears. You can see some veins. He's not the most handsome fella, but man, I do love this character design. I really just cannot stress how obsessed I was with the Phantom Menace. Listen, I was a child, okay? But yeah, the sculpt is awesome, and the paint is awesome too. I like this bit of a reddish brown we've gotten on his trunk, and it kind of ties into his vest here. Kind of a yellowy, creamy belly, and that is at the bottoms of his wings as well, and on the insides of his legs. Got a peachy color at the bottom of his suction cup feet. Just really great textures all around. He's got a tiny tail. Did we know that? This is, I guess, pants for him, right? This like diaper thong looking thing. I don't like that. I mean, I guess it's better than him being naked, but I mean, what is there to see anyway, is my assumption. I don't know, something about it just disturbs me. Ooh, this came loose. I don't know what this is. I guess it kind of slots in here. That's a weird way to do it, but okay. Yeah, it's some kind of communicator maybe. I don't remember this, so maybe it was only in Attack of the Clones. It's a finicky thing. Once it came out, it just like will not go back in. I like the old telephone cord thing. Could do with a little bit of paint on his vest because everything else is painted so nicely. And then that's just bare plastic, but that's just a nitpick. Very nicely done face. Evil looking guy. Yeah, just excellently sculpted, excellently painted all around. What can he do? He's got to have some interesting articulation because this isn't a normal shape for a person. I mean, you've got the basic humanoid body plan, you know, head, 2 limbs, hands, but other than that, an interesting fellow. The head and neck can work in conjunction to get some good movement. Nothing spectacular, but he can look down a little bit, look up a little bit, swivel, lots of swivel. Then, like I said, more movement at the neck. Wings are just on ball joints, so they rotate, they go up and down. That's really nice. You need some nice wing movement for Watto. Got a hinge and some rotation on the arm, hinge and rotation on the elbow, hinge and rotation at the wrist. So he's pointing with this middle finger. It just kind of feels like he's giving someone the finger. But I guess this is his thumb, so he's just pointing. He's got a swivel at the, what would you call this? Upper torso. Watto is very blob-like in nature. Ooh, nice splits for the legs. You've got a nice deep recess, so the legs can fold in, they can go out. I thought that there was articulation at this knee here, but there's not. There's a seam line, but it doesn't do anything. It's stuck in this position forever, which I guess makes sense because extended leg Watto might be cursed. Got some rotation and a hinge on his feet, and he stands really well just because those feet are shaped perfectly for it. There you go again. I don't know why they did it this way, this tension attachment. It doesn't really ever work. So yeah, aside from being a fantastic figure, and especially nice if you like Watto, which I don't know anyone who likes Watto, but if you're a fan of that generation of films, then yeah, it's a really, really nice figure. So as we saw, he does come with some stuff. Ooh, now he doesn't want to stand when I need him to most. He doesn't want to stand. There you go. Speaking of stand, he comes with a stand. Just a clear base with this ball attachment at the end. So you can hook him in there and he can be flying. We also have 2 flying wings with that flying kind of blur effect. These are a little bit heavy. Hopefully they don't weigh the figure down too much, because he is surprisingly light. We've got that cane, very bare, just base plastic on that. This, I don't know what it is. Abacus or something. And then we have the world's smallest accessory, which is still on the tape because I'm afraid to lose it. Just a single die. You've got blue on some faces and red on other faces. Interesting choice of accessory. I don't think there's anywhere on his person where he can stash it. Like this pouch doesn't open up. Yeah, there's nowhere really to put it. It would have been nice if one of his pouches opened up and this could be put inside, because otherwise I am for sure going to lose this. That's the size compared to my fingernail, and I have small hands. So don't know what to do with that. It's an interesting inclusion, but a little head scratchy. So let's put his flying wings on so we can take a look at what that looks like. Maybe we'll get this thing to stay eventually. Okay, we got the flying wings in, we got him on the stand, and he looks great. He looks like he's flying. With this type of stand, there's not going to be much you can really do aside from having him in this more vertical stance. You know, you can't do a full-on like face forward, full tilt flying. But he never really does that. He is a hoverer, straight up and down, hovering around. That's Watto. So yeah, really nice effect for those wings. It especially looks good on the camera. There you see in the back, just plugs into this hole in the back. So yeah, really glad we got those inclusions because they add a lot to the figure. I mean, I liked him, I like the base figure, but this is just a nice added element. So before we end our review, let's look at him with some other figures. So here he is with 2 Cosmic Legions characters from one of the newer waves. So you can see he's quite diminutive compared to them. But when you're looking at a scenario with a bunch of aliens, it doesn't really matter. We're not really abiding by the laws of Earth nature, or at least we don't have to. That's the beauty of it. But yeah, he'd be another fun alien to fit into your Cosmic Legions display. Here he is next to Black Series Jar Jar Binks. This figure of Jar Jar looks so somber. He's got some kind of blue stuff on his ears. Maybe blue tack, but I don't know how that would have ended up there. But anyway, yeah, this Jar Jar looks very somber. He didn't come with like a smiling head or anything. But yeah, of course they look great together. They're in the same scale. They are from the same movie. So that looks awesome. I also have, and I'm going to have to hold him up, I think, Sebulba, another fantastic alien design from the Phantom Menace. About the same size as Watto. Sebulba is another great figure. Not one you can get any reuse from. And he also looks great next to Watto. Here we have a Star Wars human in the form of one of my several Cassian Andor figures. So you can see how he stacks up. Watto is shorter than a normal human, but he is rotund. Rotund for sure. And then we have everyone's favorite, Wasteland Neil. He was born to survive. So Neil's got much different proportions than Watto, but they're still the same scale. Watto is just a smaller alien. Neil is a child still, so he's going to grow up to be twice Watto's size. But for now, he's just a little guy survive in the wasteland. And that's about it for our look at Star Wars Black Series of Watto. You know, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but there are some of the shows and the movies that I really enjoy. Phantom Menace is definitely super nostalgic for me, and I love the creature designs in that film. So I didn't really even have to think about this one. I knew I wanted it. And Hasbro is relatively inexpensive, so yep, he was a must-have. At this point, my Star Wars collections consist mainly of weird-looking aliens, a ton of droids, and a bunch of Cassian Andors. So that is all for me today. As always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. And I'll see you guys on the next one.